Well, stop right there. First off, you're driving without any taillights. Second off, we keep getting reports of people stealing packages off of porches where all these boxes come from. Phone right there for me.
Mommy,
Put your phone right
what's
there.
going on?
You're being detained as well.
I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then she was like, I'm looking for my dog. You guys have my dog. I'm like, you don't have your dog. And I didn't see that she even had a knife, and then my wife was like, what are you doing with that knife?
The chaos kicked off when a California woman, absolutely convinced her neighbors had snagged her dog, decided the best approach was to confront them with a butcher knife. Accusations flew as she waved the weapon, turning a neighborly dispute into a full-blown thriller. Just wait, it ramps up from here.
It started as a report for a missing dog, but this California woman quickly turned it into something much more sinister.
I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then she was like, I'm looking for my dog. You guys have my dog. I'm like, you don't have your dog. And I didn't see that she even had a knife, and then my wife was like, what are you doing with that knife?
Did that seriously just happen? After leveling accusations at her neighbors, the woman upped the ante by gunning her car towards a deputy who had come to calm things down. The deputy dodged in the nick of time, responding with gunfire as she made a break for it. Buckle up, because it only gets wilder.
After approaching neighbors with multiple butcher knives, she drove her car straight at a deputy, chasing him through her front yard.
The officer was able to move out of the way and shot 7 times toward the suspect.
This led up to an officer-involved shooting and a chase across the area.
Hold the phone. Things just got real. The backstory? It all began with a morning call at 10:30 a.m. Our protagonist, in a panic, reported her dog missing and later, pressed by dispatch, claimed she could hear her pooch in a nearby yard, though she couldn't pinpoint the exact location. The plot thickens, so stick around.
Hello?
Hi, this is the Rancho Cordova Police Department. You called about your dog.
The original call came in at about 10:30 a.m. on November 20th of last year. 24-year-old Kyriana Lyles called the Rancho Cordova Police Department in Northern California, reporting her dog was missing. This is a recording from when dispatch called her back.
Yeah, she's barking in the same spot in someone's backyard, but I knocked on 2 of the neighbors' doors. One of them answered, said that they didn't have the dog. It sounds like it's coming from the house behind them.
Okay.
But it's like hard to tell.
Can you give me an address of where we need to go?
Yeah.
Just when you think it can't get any more bizarre, another 911 call comes in, this time from someone else in the neighborhood, reporting a woman on a rampage with a butcher knife. She's not just pacing, she's trying door handles, looking like a scene straight out of a horror flick. And guess what? There's more to come.
Just minutes later, a separate 911 call came in, reporting a woman in the same neighborhood walking around armed with a butcher knife.
Sheriff's office.
Hey, I'm calling. I live in Rancho Cordova, and there's this woman walking around with a butcher knife, and she just tried to break into our house.
What address is this at? And is the person white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
She's white. She's wearing checkered shorts. She's holding around a butcher knife, and she's going around
What color
and trying to
shirt,
break
ma'am?
into people's houses. Oh, hold on. Let me look at my camera.
You gotta hear this twist. During another call with dispatch, our knife-wielding lady played it cool, falsely claiming she was just chilling in her room, knife-free, despite eyewitness accounts of her outdoor antics. Dispatchers tried to piece together her story and location. Wait until you see her next move.
Hello?
Hi, is this?
Yes, I just got a phone call.
That was me trying to. Are you?
I know who has.
Okay.
I already know who has my dog. Yeah, my dog's in the backyard.
Okay.
None of the
I'm sending
gates are
officers
open.
to help you. Are you carrying a butcher knife?
No, I'm sitting in a chair in my room.
You're sitting in a chair in your room. You don't have a knife at all?
No.
Okay. What's your address? What's your room?
I got my dog. Thank you.
Oh, you already have your dog.
That dial tone at the end of the recording means Lyles hung up on dispatch.
You won't see this one coming. Bodycam footage shows cops chatting with the couple who first spotted her. They narrated the surreal encounter of having a woman with a knife storm their property, demanding her supposedly stolen dog back. Brace yourself, the drama escalates.
So that we went back in the house.
Is she one of your neighbors?
So she says she actually knows where she lives. I've never seen her before. We just came out here because she was in her backyard. And we were like, what are you doing? She said, oh, you guys stole my dog, and then pulled the knife out on us.
Body camera video captures the interview with the couple, who described the interaction and hostility coming from Lyle.
We were like, we don't have your dog, and then
How is
put
she?
the knife down.
How is she holding the knife?
I could actually see I have a video on the ring camera.
Video.
Okay. And I was like, what the heck? And I didn't even see that she had a knife until
back there?
We have two.
We have two dogs, and
Things are heating up. Confronted by deputies at her car, the woman was anything but cooperative, claiming distress and still insisting her dog was stolen. Visible inside her car, she refused to step out. The standoff reaches a boiling point just ahead.
Sorry,
Hello, ma'am.
I'm
Do you
dealing
control
with
your dog?
right now.
can you control your dog?
Yeah, she's just sitting there.
Okay.
I just got back from getting her. I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm going through a lot.
What are you going through? Here, ma'am, come out here for a minute.
No,
Yes.
no.
We gotta talk
Leave
about
me
something.
alone.
As the conversation continues, Lyles says someone stole her dog, who can be seen inside of her vehicle. Lyles also refuses to step out of the car.
Leave me alone.
Ma'am, step out of the car. Hi, pup.
Someone stole my dog.
Someone stole your dog?
Yeah.
Okay,
all
do you
my
live here?
gates are closed.
Ready for the next level? In a daring move, she slammed her car into reverse, nearly taking a deputy with her, then charged forward, targeting another deputy with her vehicle, igniting a lawn chase. The thrill ride isn't over. Keep watching.
The next moments come quick as Lyles throws her vehicle in reverse and backs up as the deputy still holds onto her hand. After that, she slams the car in drive and heads straight for one of the deputies, even chasing him across her lawn. During this time, two deputies fire a total of 10 shots at Lyles. They later learned she'd been hit in the arm. None of the deputies were injured and the dog was also unharmed.
Just when you think it's winding down, she peeled out of there, sparking a high-speed chase narrated live over police radios. Shots were fired, but thankfully, no officers were hurt during the adrenaline-pumping pursuit. The climax is just around the corner.
As Lyles drives off, deputies rush for their squad cars to begin a chase.
Vehicle's going to be a white Dodge Challenger heading now southbound. Shots fired, shots fired. All officers are okay. Vehicle fled from us. It's a white female adult attached to the call.
Lyles was on the run for about 15 minutes until sheriff's deputies caught up with her.
Turn off the car! Hey, turn off the car! Put your keys out the window!
What a roller coaster to the finish. After her capture, the woman was treated for a gunshot wound and then booked on serious charges, including assaulting an officer. Her bail was a steep $500,000. As we wrap this wild ride, the echoes of this chaotic tale linger.
When she's close enough, deputies tackle Lyles and put her into cuffs. After being treated for the gunshot wounds, Lyles was booked into the Sacramento County Jail on charges of assaulting an officer. She's still being held there now on $500,000 bail.
Guess what just happened? The judge invites the defendant, Taylor Shabuzinus, to address the court if she has any final words before the sentence drops. This is a routine part of the gig in sentencing hearings, giving the defendant a moment in the spotlight. Brace yourself for the next bit.
Another sentence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Shabuzinus, this is your opportunity to address me if there's anything on your mind you'd like to say before I pass sentence.
No, there isn't.
Okay. Very good. Well then...
Did that just happen, or am I seeing things? The judge breaks down the must-think-about factors for sentencing, like the seriousness of the offense, the character sketch of the defendant, and the big question, how to keep the public safe. These legal breadcrumbs guide the judge's decision trail. Hang tight, the plot thickens.
The court has to consider the factors set forth in State v. Gallion, so I have to consider the gravity of the offense, the character of the defendant, the need to protect the public, as well as other aggravating and mitigating circumstances, including rehabilitative needs and punishment and deterrence, and then craft a sentence in each case that's appropriate.
I'm still picking my jaw up from the floor. The judge dives into Shabuzinus's backstory, noting a stable but tragedy-stricken childhood, complete with family losses and a dad behind bars. This backstory sets the scene for understanding her life and actions. You'll want to hear what's next. It's a doozy.
The defendant's character, I can say that over the course of this case, I've learned a great deal about you, Ms. Shabuzinus. First of all, you were born in Chicago, lived there until you were about age 12 rather. You seem to have had a stable childhood. You were loved by your mother and your father and your brother. And unfortunately, your mother passed away when you were 12, your brother passed away in a vehicle accident, and your dad's incarcerated. But I'm confident that all three of them probably still love you very much.
This one's a heart-tugger. Despite her rocky road, Shabuzinus scores some family support in court, showing she's not flying solo. The judge highlights the gold star of having family in your corner. Lean in for the next part. It's quite the curveball.
Frankly, today she's got extended family that comes in and does that for her because her direct family are unable to do that for various reasons. And so I think that speaks to Ms. Shabiznis's character, because there's people in this world who find value and worth in her, that they're willing to come in and stand behind her. So I think that reflects on character.
And now for something completely unexpected. The judge touches on Shabiznis's early and intense relationship with drugs, coloring her decisions and life path significantly. These details are laid out to paint a fuller picture of her challenges. Up next, we peel another layer of this onion.
I'm cognizant of the fact that she began using drugs at a very young age. Marijuana at age 12, cocaine at around 18, and methamphetamine at around 18 as well. And we've heard a lot of testimony about drug usage. I don't have any doubt that that has an impact on how people conduct their lives and behave from moment to moment. But quite frankly, as far as this incident and these events go, I think I've spoken to this already in prior hearings, but the fact of the matter is, I watched the interview with law enforcement shortly after these events.
You might want to sit down for this part. The court sifts through a mountain of mental health records, revealing layers to Shabiznis's psyche and the complex interplay of her mind with her actions. What's coming up might just connect some dots.
I've heard about Ms. Shabiznis's mental health history. I've read stacks and stacks of mental health records that have come in as recently as a few days ago. And I read them over, which allowed me to learn even more about Ms. Shabiznis and about her character and who she is as a person. I've heard about her son, who lives in Texas, and I'm absolutely convinced that she loves her son. I'm going to say more about that in a minute, but that's a piece of who she is because she's a mom. And I think that is a title that is a precious title, and it's an important title. I'm also convinced that a person comes into this court with their life up to that point in time as a demonstration of their character.
Seriously, can you believe it? The judge talks hard truths about personal responsibility, cutting through the tragic backstory to spotlight the importance of steering your own ship, regardless of the stormy weather you come from. Don't blink now. The judge isn't done yet.
But you are responsible for where you're going. So there's a lot of tragedy that has occurred in Ms. Shabiznis's life. There really is. I've already reflected on some of that. And it almost seems as if you could apply the phrase, she never had a chance, to Ms. Shabiznis. But as I said, you're not responsible for where you come from, but you are responsible for the choices you make about where you're going. And Ms. Shabiznis has got to be held responsible for that, and this is the ending of a process that is doing just that.
Are you ready for this roller coaster? The judge lays out the brutal nature of the crime, a narrative so severe it shakes the basic human decency scale. This harsh reality sets the stage for a no-nonsense sentence. Get ready, the verdict is about to drop.
At the same time, I'm absolutely convinced that irrespective of the sentence that Ms. Shabiznis gets, which in light of these charges is going to be a life sentence, every human being has the ability to move forward and find meaning in their life, and Ms. Shabiznis has that opportunity, just like anybody else in this courtroom. She has the ability to do that, and I certainly hope that for her. But all of those things I reflect on when I consider the character of this defendant. Next, I move on to the gravity of the offense.
Here's where it gets real. The need to shield the public from potential future episodes by Shabiznis takes center stage, with the judge pointing out how her unpredictable nature is a wild card no one can ignore. The finale is just around the bend.
Is an important factor the court needs to struggle with as well. And in light of what I've just indicated, I think it's plain that there is a need to protect the public in this case. As I said, this behavior seems so removed from the human community as to be unpredictable. It really is. And in a place where this kind of an offense, kind of actions, kind of a crime is possible, with no advanced warning signs, and absolutely anything's possible then. Where this kind of a thing is possible, absolutely anything is possible. And from that, the public needs protection.
Feel the suspense building? The judge rolls out the sentence, slamming down life without parole, plus some for good measure, addressing each charge with a firm hand. This is the climactic moment where justice meets the road. Stick around, there's a bit more spice to add.
It's the decision of this court and the judgment of the law that Ms. Shabiznis be sentenced as follows. As to, in 22 CF 363, count 1, that's the first degree intentional homicide as a repeater. It's a Class A felony. Going to impose life imprisonment without the possibility of extended supervision. I believe that's appropriate in light of the findings that I've already made. As far as count 2, mutilation of a corpse as a repeater, a Class F felony, I'm going to adopt the recommendation of the pre-sentence investigation writer, 7.5 years of initial confinement followed by 4 years of extended supervision. That'll be consecutive to count 1.
And for the cherry on top, as the sentencing wraps up, Shabusiness is tasked with a laundry list of rehab and assessments to tackle her substance and mental health issues, a nod to giving her tools for some kind of future behind bars. Don't wander off. The judge has a few last words to seal the deal.
And that'll be the order of the court. Then, Mr. Freilich, you can go over your client's appeal rights with her.
Yes, I will.
With that, then, this matter is now concluded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you believe this start? The video introduces a prominent and wealthy family from southern Florida, known for their high standing in the community. They seem to live a picture-perfect life, admired by all. This setup leads into a story of their life turning tumultuous due to a messy divorce. Buckle up, because it's about to get even wilder.
This is a prominent family, highly regarded. They live in an area that is with, financial resource.
From a picture-perfect life in southern Florida to a messy divorce years in the making.
Those who could love passionately could hate passionately.
This twist is jaw-dropping. A serious accusation surfaces against the Miami real estate developer, who is alleged to have poisoned his estranged wife amid their divorce proceedings. Symptoms of her illness began shortly after she filed for divorce, sparking suspicions and a complex investigation. Federal agents have conducted raids on his home and office, indicating the seriousness of the allegations. Hang on, because the backstory is just as intriguing.
Divorces may come with a heightened level of emotion.
Now, this prominent Miami-Dade developer is accused of poisoning his estranged wife.
The symptoms of her illness started shortly after she requested the divorce.
And while charges have yet to be filed, there have been federal raids on both his home and real estate office.
You won't see this in a soap opera. The tale of Sergio and Sana Pino, married since 1992, with 2 daughters, unfolds with decades of opulence, with Sergio being a mogul in the real estate industry. The marital strife kicked off dramatically in 2022 when Sana filed for divorce, followed swiftly by her mysterious symptoms of fentanyl poisoning. The plot thickens dramatically here. Keep watching, because the next part adds layers to the mystery.
To understand the case as of now, we have to head back to 1992 when Sergio and Tatiana Pino got married. The couple were together for decades and even share 2 daughters. They're based in the Miami, Florida area, where Sergio is the president of Century Home Builders Group, a position he's held for 32 years. But this lavish lifestyle saw some major changes back in 2022 when Tatiana filed for divorce. Around that same time, she started experiencing symptoms of fentanyl poisoning.
This is its own category of crime, or let's say a potential crime, because as we speak, it's an allegation, nobody's been arrested and charged.
Grab your detective hats. After years of visiting hospitals, a Johns Hopkins specialist pinpointed Sana's problem: fentanyl poisoning. Initially, doctors were baffled by her recurring symptoms until they zeroed in on this specific toxin. The revelation led to serious questions about the oversight and potential continuous exposure to the poison. Up next, discover the shocking change when Sana changes her living arrangements.
She was intubated 6 times and was in and out of the hospital for 3 years. Ultimately, a doctor at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore determined she was experiencing side effects from fentanyl poisoning. Now, right away, when I'm thinking somebody's going to the hospital, poison doesn't jump into my mind. How would doctors make that leap to even test for potential poisoning?
Right, good question. Well, once one is admitted, and of course the patient would talk about what the symptoms are, we could detect fentanyl in the blood test and or the urine test. And just to remind the viewers, fentanyl is considered a synthetic opioid, which is basically 100 times the potency of heroin.
This next part will make your head spin. As soon as Sana moved out from the house she shared with Sergio, her health issues mysteriously stopped, which raised even more eyebrows. During her sworn deposition, when questioned if she thought her husband poisoned her, she confirmed her suspicions. This confession adds a dramatic twist to the narrative, highlighting the deep personal conflict. Stay tuned, because the psychological analysis is fascinating.
question is, though, is it a far reach or is it not that Mr. Sergio Pino would have been the one potentially to put the fentanyl in some type of food? But allegedly, according to Mrs. Pino, the symptoms of her illness started shortly after she requested the divorce. Now, again, curious, and it raises the question mark, but as we're saying, it's still merely an allegation. We can't necessarily yet say that it was Mr. Pino.
According to Tatiana, the Johns Hopkins doctor told her to stay with her sister rather than in her normal surroundings.
Ever wonder what drives someone to the edge? The narrative dives deep into the dark theme of familicide, where family members turn fatally against their own. Experts dissect the psychological and criminological elements, suggesting deep-seated personal motives are at play. This segment links the Pino case to other notorious familicide incidents, providing a broader context to the disturbing trend. Don't go anywhere. The investigation details are up next.
The other, and what tends to happen also, Sierra, with these high-profile divorce cases that are almost teeter-tottering on the harm to another and or conspiring to hurt somebody and or the potential of killing somebody. Some of these emotions, it's a theory I came up with, and it's called JAR, J-A-R, jealousy, anger, revenge. So sometimes those are elements too. Now again, we don't know with levels of specificity yet, based on once more of the FBI's findings. But let's just say hypothetically or potentially, what if one party was cheating on the other party? That could, of course, heighten these levels of the JAR motive, the jealousy, anger, revenge.
This investigation is peeling layers like an onion. In response to the ongoing investigation, the FBI swooped into Sergio's properties, searching high and low for clues that might connect him to the alleged poisoning. They scoured for digital breadcrumbs like fentanyl-related searches and suspicious financial transactions that might reveal motives or methods. The thoroughness of this search underscores the gravity of the allegations. The plot continues to thicken. See what unfolds next.
Whether it's going to be computer-related data, communication with others potentially to conspire. So those findings are going to be really important.
The FBI confirmed raids were performed on Sergio's home and office as part of their investigation.
Now, all of the search warrants of the family residence would allow investigators, the FBI, of course, is the federal entity handling this, and so it would allow them to seize items such as what? Such as anything technologically related, computers, phones, data, things that might potentially point to communication.
Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled. Further complicating matters, Sergio is suspected of enlisting others to intimidate or harm Tsana, bringing additional charges against his supposed accomplices. This web of conspiracy suggests deeper and darker motives, raising the stakes of the legal battle. The involvement of multiple individuals not only complicates the narrative, but also adds dramatic layers to the potential legal consequences. The next segment will leave you on the edge of your seat.
But the fentanyl poisoning allegations aren't the only allegations Sergio Pino faces. Apparently, he's also being investigated for recruiting several others to do his bidding. Baron Bennett, Michael Dulfo, Edner Etienne, and Jaren Howard face a variety of charges, including a racketeering-related indictment for, quote, the intent to kill, injure, and intimidate. These men are accused of putting Tatiana and her sister, quote, in reasonable fear of death or serious bodily injury, during which time the men apparently stalked Tatiana, orchestrated a hit and run with her vehicle, and even burned 3 of her sister's vehicles.
What's next? Only time will tell. The discussion speculates about the future of this high-stakes drama, pondering if criminal charges will eventually ensnare Sergio. Should this case hit the courtroom, we might see family secrets spilled publicly, potentially devastating personal relationships and tarnishing reputations. The potential for such explosive developments keeps everyone eagerly awaiting the next developments. Watch closely, as the results of these extensive searches are about to be revealed.
They have children, it's a family, there's prominence to this family, and if and when somebody wants to hurt another person who's part of your family, it just has this stinging effect.
Sergio Pino's attorneys say he is fully cooperating with the federal raids, but deny any criminal wrongdoing. As for his 4 associates who face racketeering-related charges, they've all pleaded not guilty and are headed to trial next month.
Can you believe this? The officer halts the driver for missing taillights and dives straight into grilling about reports of stolen packages. The questioning hits peak curiosity about the mountain of boxes in the car. The driver's excuse: they were supposedly for building gingerbread houses, nabbed from the recycling bin. You gotta hear what's next.
Because I don't know why are we being asked if we have guns?
Well, stop right there. First off, you're driving without any taillights. Second off, we keep getting reports of people stealing packages off the porches, where all these boxes come from.
We were building gingerbread houses. I got them at the recycling. I just stopped right there and got some.
From where?
Right there where I just passed the police at. He's underage. He's only 15.
Is this for real? The officer starts connecting dots with video footage from local Ring cameras trying to spot the porch pirate. Fast forward, and there's a match. Our suspect in a ski mask, explained away as a fashion choice to keep hair managed. Strap in, it's about to get more interesting.
Okay, so when we go watch these videos from all the Ring cameras of people stealing off the porches, is it going to be him? Because he's wearing a mask just like the person in the video.
No, that's because he keeps his hair down.
So he's wearing a ski mask because he
and
wears
it's
his hair
cold
down?
outside. Yes, it's cold.
He's in a car. Why would he be
He's the one who does my deliveries.
Do you have a driver's
for me.
license on you?
No, sir. My mom does. Can I please just have her?
No, what's your name?
Taylor.
What's in the box? Our officer gets nosy about whether those boxes are just air or something more. Our suspect is unsure which boxes are filled, admitting some stash in the trunk. Watch how this box saga unfolds.
I'm sending you my location.
Are all these boxes empty?
Some of them are.
Which ones aren't?
I don't know. There was some in the trunk.
Can we look at them?
Yes.
Can you get your info for me? Yeah.
No, Mommy.
Can you open the doors for me?
What's your name?
I'm scared, Taylor.
Things are heating up. Amidst some serious anxiety and a plea for her mom, our suspect tries spelling out her name and birth date. With teary-eyed drama, she manages to stutter out her full identity. Wait till you hear the next bit.
Date of birth.
12/21/1999.
All right, at this point, go ahead and step out for me. Put your phone right there for me.
Mommy,
Put your phone right
what's
there.
going on?
You're being detained as well.
Mommy!
Put
No,
your hands
Mommy, go to my house. Come get my phone.
Put your hands together.
My boyfriend, my dogs.
Put the back of your hands
Can you
together.
guys send my mom my location, please?
Hold on to your socks. The suspect's told to chill and listen as the officer outlines the rights and the juicy details of possessing a carload of allegedly stolen packages. The verdict drops. Car seized. You're both under arrest. Oh, and it gets juicier.
This is the Amazon theft stuff.
Yeah. Dude, they got like 20 packages in there.
Sit down right here for me, okay?
Please.
Alright, so I can just explain to you, okay? You don't have to answer questions if you don't want to. If you decide to answer questions, you can stop at any time. If you want to talk to a lawyer before answering any questions, you can also do that. So right now the car's being seized because you have a bunch of stolen packages in it, okay? He's under arrest and you're under arrest. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many houses did you guys hit?
I don't.
Because you were literally throwing packages from houses that you stole from into other houses' front yard.
No, I was not.
But you're driving.
You can't make this stuff up. The suspect spills the beans about her young accomplice, all while trying to paint a picture of her desperate bid to pay rent. She's practically begging for a bond, citing her long list of responsibilities. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for what's coming.
Coda.
Huh?
Coda.
How old is he?
He's only 15.
Okay.
Can you please let me know what's gonna happen to me? Can I get cited? Can I get a
You're 23?
bond? Yes, sir. I have work and I have dogs and a kid at home.
So why are you out doing this?
Because I was trying to make my rent money and I was scared because the lady just texted me and told me she needed some money.
Who?
The rent lady. You could go check my phone. She just said she needed money.
So how do you know this kid? How did he get roped into helping you steal packages?
Because I was helping. His mom asked me to help her while she got on her feet, and so he was staying with me. But she didn't help me with nothing, and I'm trying.
Just when you think it can't get more bizarre, our suspect questions if she can just get a citation instead of the handcuffs. The officer's like, we need to sort through your treasure trove of packages first.
What is there, female officer?
I just need to know if I can get what's gonna happen. Can you guys cite me and I get picked up or something?
Well, we gotta figure that out. You guys got a lot of packages there we gotta get through. We gotta figure all this stuff out. You just been following the Amazon driver around?
No. I just was seeing what houses had packages in certain areas. I didn't even get all of them.
So knowing what you know and knowing what you guys were doing, why would you start with such an attitude as soon as this officer tried to pull you over? You closed the door but started screaming what you're getting pulled over
No,
for?
I opened the door and I asked what I was getting pulled over for, and then I realized the taillights were off too.
This next part is a doozy. The suspect admits to a humble 10-house package snatching spree. Amidst pleas for leniency, she claims she's not usually this naughty. But wait, there's more.
So you don't know how many houses you hit? But
No,
it's quite a
it was
few.
probably like 10.
Okay.
I just don't want to be in trouble. I do whatever I have to do. I just need a citation or something if
Well,
possible.
I don't know if that's going to be the course of action tonight, but we got to figure all that out. Okay, so put your feet back in there. If you need anything, just let that officer know.
Can
I'll
you
come
get the
back.
phone so I can talk to my mom, please?
Not right now. We'll get it for you in just a minute.
You call her when you have the ability to, which is not right now.
Okay, there you go.
Can you try to give me a citation, please?
I'm not handling any of this.
Grab your tissues, folks. The suspect is at her wit's end, begging the heavens for a break. With a voice crackling with emotion, she's screaming for her mom. The emotional roller coaster doesn't stop here.
Please, God, I'll do whatever. Don't do this to me. Excuse me? Please, Mommy, come get me. Please, Mommy. Excuse me?
What's the next twist? We learn the suspect's road trip now includes a pit stop at the Montgomery Police Department. She's all questions about what the police have in store for her. Don't go anywhere. The finale is up next.
What do they do at the police department?
Investigate. What we do?
Can you get my phone out of that car if it's being taken, please?
Car's coming too.
I'm not going to be able to get the car.
What did you say?
Do they usually release you from the police department?
I'm not sure what they're going to do. I can't give you any answers. It's completely their call.
Can you tell me how far of a drive it is?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Hang on. Step out and stand right there.